You're listening to Tehachapi with Key Budge, Corey Costello, and Greg Garrett.
It's Tehachapi time again. Key Budge along with you as Corey and Greg are away taking care of other city business. Today, I've got a special guest in the studio sitting across from me, Linda Carhart. Linda, welcome to Tehachapi.
Thank you. So good to be here.
We're going to talk about the Apple Festival. It's coming up quickly. It's an annual tradition, minus last year, but it's something that everyone looks forward to.
Me too. I look forward to it myself. It's a lot of fun trying to plan it and find new vendors and try and come up with some new ideas every year to make it exciting for people who come year after year.
And that's one thing that you do get is you get people that come back each year, and when you make it that little bit different, you twist it just a little bit, it keeps it fresh, and it's something that people look forward to.
Exactly. I believe that you have to have something new and exciting for everybody to experience so that they say, what's she going to have next year?
So this year, what's a new twist? Since it's going to be 2 years since our last one, since COVID wiped out our 2020 edition of Apple Festival, what's new for this year?
This year what's new is I've got these wonderful, fun little bouncy balls. And, I try to gear the Apple Festival very much towards kids and families. And so I have these bouncy balls. And so there's going to be bouncy ball races, also hula hoop contests. So that'll be new. And I'm hoping, I can't guarantee it, but one of our vendors is hopefully bringing a dunk tank. And that will be new, too.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Now, we've also got the carnival, too, that the chamber is doing, and you guys are kind of at least worked it out so it's the same weekend?
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I got a call about the chamber not being able to get the carnival during Mountain Festival, and when I was told what the weekend was, it was the weekend after the scheduled Apple Festival, but I felt it made a lot more sense to move the Apple Festival so that we could have a joint reason for people to come to Tehachapi. So not only will they have the Apple Festival, which brings them up, but they'll also have the opportunity to spend an evening in Tehachapi at the carnival.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That makes it a huge family event.
Yes.
Everything that you've got going for that weekend, and we're talking October 16th and 17th.
Correct.
That weekend is about family fun.
It is all about family fun. I mean, it's really an old-fashioned kind of carnival that I present at the Apple Festival with lots of silly games like cornhole and toss a Frisbee into a can and hit down the cans and just coin drops and just old fun. I have a putting green for kids and, just lots of fun games, and they're all free.
That makes it even better. I mean, you talk about families that might be on a tight budget, they can come out and just have a ton of fun that weekend.
We also present free face painting, and kids love to have their face painted. Doesn't cost anything. We have the petting zoo, which the festival pays for. So, again, kids can go in and pet animals, which they love, and that's free. I mean, families can choose to buy a little feed for the animals, but that's up to them. They can go in and experience it for free.
Now, the Apple Festival is in downtown Tehachapi.
It's right on Green Street. So it runs from Green Street and Tehachapi Boulevard all the way up to D Street. So it's 3 of the blocks on Green Street.
So centered right in downtown, and we've got all this new pavement that's there, so it's going to be nice surfaces, no cracked pavement, which is nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, and perfect timing for that. And then there's plenty of parking in downtown, different public lots, and then parking on the streets, so that makes it easy. And then will there be food?
Oh, there's always lots of food. We're going to have Red House is going to be doing some tri-tip and street corn. There's Chinese food. There's the Sausage King, which has sausage and hot dogs and sandwiches and all kinds of things. There's a couple of taco vendors. So there's plenty of food. In Centennial Plaza, we have a small bar for adults to sit down and enjoy a beer or a glass of wine.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And then you've also got some entertainment that's scheduled, too.
Yeah, we have live entertainment from 11 o'clock until the close of the festival, both on Saturday and Sunday. So different bands will be playing. And this year we have a recording artist, James Lee Stanley from Beechwood Records, will be performing on Saturday. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, there's some you were talking about the good old family games that you kind of a throwback for kids to do, but there's more. You've got events that are taking place that are really kind of a throwback to Americana, with just based around, what's the name of it? Oh, the Apple Festival.
We have apple bobbing. And for audience participation and observing, we have a pie eating contest, which is a lot of fun when you see people sticking their whole face in an apple pie, trying to eat it and win. There's cash prizes for the first 3 winners of the pie eating contest. We have a pie baking contest on Sunday. And hey, I hear that you're going to be one of the judges.
I was asked to be a judge. I love some apple pie too.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because, boy, I'll tell you, we get some wonderful bakers who present their apple pies, and they look delicious, but they taste good too.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. The Loop, I think, is are they the sponsor?
Yeah, they're the sponsor.
They asked me if I would be one of the judges, and it was an easy yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Who doesn't like apple pie? Oh, we have lots of apple things. I should say that because there'll be 3 booths selling apples, and then there's also apple pies for sale, and there's apple fritters, and we have a Boy Scout troop, and they do what they call apple nachos, where they cut up apples and then they put caramel sauce or chocolate sauce or other things on it.
Oh,
and
cool. When I saw that apple nachos, I have to ask what that is, because that sounds so intriguing.
Yeah.
So they're going to have fresh apples, cut them up into little chips,
Yes.
and then add some toppings to it.
Correct.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's creative. So we've got apple-based foods. We've got apple contests. And
Right.
I saw some of the pictures of the apple bobbing with the kids.
Yeah.
They look like they were having a ball.
They do. In fact, the parents usually stand there, and eventually we always get adults who want to do it too, because it's pretty challenging to try and get an apple on a string to be still enough for the kids to bite into it, but they figure it out. Kids are very creative.
When I saw said apple bobbing, I had to go do a little research on your website to find the photos of it. And then it's not sticking your head into a tank of water. You've got it on a string, so every time they approach it, that apple kind of bobs away.
Yeah, and I think this year we'll probably spread them out a little bit further, just to be cautious.
Yeah.
Usually we have 6 kids participating at a time. We'll probably just do 4 at a time this time. But yeah, it's perfectly safe. I really think the health department would never let kids put their heads in a bucket of water anymore.
No, but that's the thought that flashed to mind, is remembering the old days of the apple bobbing, and you're putting your head into a bucket of water to try and grab an apple. But this was creative and cool, and you could see the kids were concentrating.
Oh, very much.
And what are the age ranges? Is there a set age range for the kids to participate in this contest?
We get kids every age. They start probably, I would say, around 4 or 5, and then we'll get teenagers who want to come in and just try it for the heck of it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, with the apple pie eating contest, what's the rules behind that? No hands.
Hands behind your back.
Okay.
And that's
just
pretty
dive
much
in.
it. Just dive in. You just stick your face. The pie is on a table. You stick your face down and try and eat it. And there's always men with beards. And when they're done, we do have ways that they can get cleaned up. So we have water and paper towels there, but they are quite a mess when they're done.
That just sounds like fun. Also, I mean, again, I'm throwing back to days of Americana where these things were always a part of every small town festival that you would see, and I love that it's a part of our tradition here with the Apple Festival.
I love it too, and I think the best year we had was when we had a table with 6 women and a table with 6 men, and believe me, those women were going at it fast. They just wanted to beat those men. The men ruled.
So the challenge is out again. So we can have the battle of the sexes again, or just the battle of Tehachapi, if you will.
Yeah.
And just have at it, free for all, within all the apple pie you can eat during that contest.
Absolutely. Hopefully you eat a whole pie. And you eat it first.
That'll be fun. That one, and that, what day is that on?
That's
Sunday?
Saturday.
That's Saturday.
That's Saturday at 3:00. And we're going to move it. Usually we do it in Centennial Plaza, but we thought we want more people to really see what's going on. We're going to move it out in front of Centennial Plaza
Oh,
on the
very good.
street.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That'll be a big draw.
Yeah, I think so.
That'll be fun to watch. And then the pie baking contest that I get to judge, that's on Sunday?
That's on Sunday.
Okay.
That's at 1:00.
Okay, and then what happens to those pies once we judge them? Not that I'm, wondering if one's going to make its way to me, but do they end up getting, people get a chance to eat other slices once they've been selected, or do they go back to the baker?
What we try to do is we ask the participants to bake 2 pies. And we auction off the second. So if you're the winner,
perfect.
And it's up to the Loop, since they're the sponsor, they choose a charity, and whatever we get from the auction goes to the charity. And most of the time, we can auction off even the cut pie.
Brilliant.
So yeah, we try and auction it off, and then that goes out to some local charity.
Very good. And so you mentioned the charity. So let's talk about that aspect of the Apple Festival, because this is about, raising money, and you've got different charities, nonprofits here in the community that you're able to help.
Well, most of them are helping by participating in the Apple Festival. For example, the Tehachapi Wrestling Club, they will run, which we didn't even talk about yet, but they run the bounce house area. So we have a wonderful bounce house area in the depot lawn, and there's 5 or 6 different bounce houses, and for $10, kids can be there as long as they want and go through each of the bounce houses as many times as they want. So they participate by helping there, and so I contribute to the wrestling club. The cheerleaders, Tehachapi High School cheerleaders, are going to help in the carnival area. They'll be there to help the kids with the games, to cheer them on and to give them what they need to do and to wipe things down, because again, we want to make sure everything's safe, so we'll be wiping things down in between uses. So they're going to be helping. The Warrior football team, they will come in and they help me to set up a lot of the booths and to break it down at the end of the day. I make a contribution to them. The Salvation Army has been involved. We're going to have the Masonic Lodge. They'll do fingerprinting and IDs for kids.
And those ID kits, those go right home with the parents when they're done.
They do. They don't keep anything. It goes to the parents. It's so that the parents have a card with fingerprints and everything if ever those kids get lost.
Yeah, God forbid that it's ever needed, but you've got it there.
Yes.
You fill it out right there. I've seen it at National Night Out that they've done it, and there's a long line of parents that want to take care of their kids,
right?
So that way you can put their personal information, the fingerprints, and then a photo, with that, and put it in a safe, and hopefully you never need it.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, and then it'll be a memory for you when their kids are older, and you can show the grandkids someday.
Exactly, and that's what we hope.
And that's with the Masonic Lodge, and they'll
do that on the depot deck.
Okay, very good.
So yeah, when people are there doing the bounce houses, they can go right up on the deck and have that done. So. And
then we've also got local crafters coming out too. There's going to be handmade goods as well.
Oh, there's lots of handmade goods. Certainly, there's always a lot of soaps and bath items, candles. We've got some wonderful candle dealers, and I mean all kinds of arts and crafts. There'll be Christmas decor and all kinds of things. And then there's actual manufactured goods that some of the vendors have. So, I mean, there's such a wide variety. There's over 83 vendors.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the street's going to be lined up with things to check out.
Oh, yeah.
From Tehachapi Boulevard all the way down to D Street.
Right.
It's going to be, bring some good walking shoes.
Yeah.
And be ready to check out a lot of very cool and interesting things.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about the history of the Apple Festival. What number is this?
I think this is the 8th year.
Okay.
I mean, it would have been the 9th, except we couldn't do it last year, but this is the 8th year, and it started out really small back in 2013 when it was in Railroad Park. And we had maybe 30 vendors there and the bounce houses. And it was a lot of fun then, but when it started to grow, I moved it. And at first I had it in Railroad Park and on Green Street, and that was just so tiring. I was back and forth between two areas, And so then I worked with the city, and we decided that I really wanted to do it on Tehachapi Boulevard, but that wasn't a possibility. So we went with Green Street, and that's worked wonderful. It's a street fair.
Yeah. And it is a good location because it is that historic part where you've got the BK and people that come from out of town, they get exposed to more of that old time Americana feel as you go through. And now with Centennial Plaza and the different things that are up and down Green Street, it's a nice place to have it.
And the BK, they participate. They'll have a booth there, but they also pride themselves and give tours of the theater because our community theater is such a wonderful little gem. So they love to bring people in and show them and encourage them to come to Tehachapi for some of our community plays.
Yeah, it is a fun place to see a show because it's a very intimate setting.
Yes.
You can get in there. There's no bad seats once you get in to watch a performance from TCT.
Right.
And the sound quality is really good. And all the technical people behind the scenes are top-notch people that have a professional talent that they bring, to the shows.
Yes, and believe me, the actors and singers, they love performing, so it's a great experience.
You can see that during the farmers market, TCT would have some of their actors come out and do some street performances, and it was fun.
Yeah.
It added to the atmosphere of what was going on in the farmers market.
They usually have actors in costume during the Apple Festival, too, that will wander the streets. Plus, we have our apple mascot, and our apple, it's a big apple, and the apple is wonderful for people to stop and take pictures with. We have a big, giant green apple at the beginning of the event, and people stop and take pictures there, but they love taking pictures with our little apple mascot. So
those Instagram moments that everyone's looking for. And I know because you brought the apple mascot out to our ribbon cutting event on June 15th when we were able to open up our economy, especially for our mom and pops and local businesses and events like this. And you wanted to showcase and announce the dates right then. And there was the mascot right in the middle of the photos.
Yes, I know. The mascot's really fun because it's colorful and it's fun to see somebody in a costume like that.
The kids love it.
Yeah.
So what else do we have going on? Is there anything that we haven't touched on just yet that you want to bring up or remind people?
I'll just remind you that we have one of those kind of ponies that they have in front of grocery stores that sits in Centennial Plaza, and kids can ride that. There's no cost for that either.
Nice.
It's just really, like I said, very much geared towards families and kids specifically, because we want families, as you mentioned, that maybe can't afford some of the bigger theme parks and stuff to come and just enjoy a day with their kids. And it doesn't cost them an arm and a leg. They can eat, they can sit and watch music. They can take the kids down to all the games and just enjoy a day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I know I've come out in the past, and it's just you can't help but have a good time.
And that's what I hope for.
So that's going to be Saturday and Sunday, October 16th and 17th on Green Street from Tehachapi Boulevard going south to D Street from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday.
Correct.
So we've got a pie eating contest. We've got a pie baking contest. We've got all kinds of different apple foods that you can eat, as well as some of Mono's special Red House barbecue and some other vendors. We've got, this is going to go in conjunction with the fall carnival that the chamber is putting on. So there's going to be lots to do around town. So we want to invite everyone down. But if you've got a question or more information, we can send people to the website, TehachapiAppleFestival.com.
Correct.
Or on Facebook at Tehachapi Apple Fest. And those are two places that they can get additional information.
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
That makes it easy. And if you've got a question, you can always send it to us too, and we'll get it to Linda to get the answer back to you. And you can send us an email at media@TehachapiCityHall.com. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, not only do I get to be a judge for the pie baking contest, but I think we'll bring the grandson out and let him have a good time, and we'll take a photo with the mascot.
Excellent.
Good
Love
deal.
it.
Well, it's got to be fun. Linda, thank you so much. I know the charities that are involved, with the Lions Club, the Warriors Booster Club, the Wrestling Club, Salvation Army, and others are going to benefit greatly. They'll be out there helping support, but they're going to come away with something at the end, a donation based on all of the funds that come in. And I know you bring people in from the outside, but this is a huge Tehachapi event for all the Tehachapi communities.
Correct.
And then we'll have some of the Tehachapi local farmers there with apples. You can actually have and purchase apples.
Yes, it was an apple festival. It is an apple festival. And so we make sure we have apples.
Excellent. That's going to be great. It's going to be fun. So mark your calendars, October 16th and 17th. More questions, or if you'd like more information, go to TehachapiAppleFestival.com. And Linda, just thank you for taking the time. We appreciate it.
I appreciate your time, too.
Great. And folks, if you've got a question, give us an email and send us your show thoughts, ideas, or a question for Linda at media@TehachapiCityHall.com. We appreciate your time here on Tehachapod, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Tehachapod is a conversation about Tehachapi designed for the people who live here or who would like to know more about this mountaintop community. If you have a question you would like answered, email media@TehachapiCityHall.com. We will try to answer it on a future episode of Tehachapod.